I'm the former WBF International Super Featherweight Champion and the former WBF All Africa Lightweight Champion. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode on Ringside Talk Show, rolling with the punches, with your host David Rajuili. Today we got a special guest, guys, a heavyweight prospect all the way from South Africa. He has 12 fights, 2 losses and 1 draw. He's the current South African heavyweight champion. He's the current ABU Africa heavyweight champion. And he will be fighting for the WBC International Bridge weight in the next 2 months. All the way from South Africa, I've got one of my friends, very good and talented, hard-hitting fighter, Chris the Wolf Thompson.
What's up, guys? I'm good, thanks yourself. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
No problem, brother, no problem. Thank you for taking this time to sit with us. I know as an athlete and as a fighter, you know, your day's busy with the training and all of that. So, Chris, welcome to Ringside Talk Show. As I told you before we start, we're just going to kick back, brother, talk to the fans, mainly from the United States and around the world. Just let them know who you are and all. As I started, Chris, I told the people you have 12 fights, 2 losses, 1 draw. You're the current
15 fights.
13 fights.
15.
15.
12 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw.
Losses, 1 draw, yes. And the current S8 heavyweight champion, the current ABU Africa heavyweight champion, and WBC Bridgeweight international contender. We'll get to all of that soon. Chris, tell us who you are, brother. We start in the beginning, where you grew up. Who are you? Man, let us know.
Yeah, so obviously my name is Chris Thompson. I'm a professional boxer from South Africa, Johannesburg. I'm currently 27 years old. I grew up in the northern suburbs of Johannesburg, mainly in Randburg in Northcliffe. I went to school in that area. I went to Northcliffe Primary, and then I did my senior high school at King's School Robin Hills. I wasn't always a professional boxer. I wasn't really always into boxing at all. In school, I trained for South Africa up until the age of 18. Then decided overnight I didn't enjoy swimming anymore. It was just too much in the pool. Started playing rugby a bit, played rugby professionally here in South Africa, played for the Sharks, played for the Bulls. Then broke my left knee, had a knee replacement at the age of 21. And at the age of 22, I decided to take up boxing, and, the rest is history.
Wow, brother. It sounds like you grew up in a very athletic lifestyle, from swimming all the way to rugby, and then finding your footsteps in the boxing. It sounds like, your childhood, you were drawn in, yes, athletics and keeping fit, also swimming. I know as a sport, you always keeping fit and all of that. So how was that growing up? It sounds like, you were always in sports as a child, eh? Run us through that, eh? Sound like your parents were also very supportive in that.
Yeah, to be honest with you, from a very tender age, probably from 5 or 6 years old, I knew sport was what I wanted to do. If you had asked me at a young age what was I going to do professionally, I would have told you swimming. I represented South Africa. I went to the Glasgow Commonwealth Games in 2012. Then literally just overnight decided I didn't enjoy swimming anymore. I think it was just too much, from the age of 6, I was in a pool twice a day, spending 6 hours in a pool a day. And then I just, I got over the sport of swimming, and I started to pursue rugby. Sport has always been my background. I always knew from a very young age that I would be a sportsman and not sit in a 9-to-5 or do a conventional job. Then played rugby professionally, played for 2 very big unions in South Africa, the Sharks and the Blue Bulls. And then I broke my left knee playing for the Bulls. Did my rehab at the Bulls. And the year later, I was obviously in a stuck place, just broke my knee playing rugby. I didn't really have the passion to play rugby anymore after breaking my knee. I had a very severe break. I did everything in my knee, my MCL, PCL, my meniscus, my patella tendon, broke my tibia and my fibia. And so I had to have a knee replacement, and the top of my tibia and fibia had to be built up by titanium pieces. And so I tried to go back to rugby, but to be honest with you, psychologically, I just wasn't there. I was a bit afraid of the knee. And then, I started boxing under Stan Stadium in 2017. I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
I'm now 27. So I've been doing it professionally for 5 years, and I'm grateful, blessed that the paths led me this way. Obviously, as I said, it could have been a number of sports,
But that's very amazing, brother. I think when I met you, you were playing rugby and all. Shit, I don't think any of us thought we would see you boxing and all, because, as I'm saying, when I met you, it was all rugby. And to see what you've done in the sport, especially in South Africa, it's very tremendous. Let's talk about your moving from rugby into boxing. It's two different types of sports, two different types of training. You could say you can't just play. You played in the top teams of rugby in South Africa. As for those that don't know, rugby is a 15-man team sport. It's very physical. It's a lot of contact, and for you to play in the teams that Chris has mentioned, you have to start in amateur level to get to those teams. You get chosen by selectors and all. In South Africa, not a lot of people actually make those teams. So, Chris, it sounds like you were playing rugby also from a young age to make those teams. Now you're changed from rugby into boxing. How was that? Because you had no boxing experience in the past as an amateur. We don't know if you had been into boxing gyms, but it sounds like you were more in the swimming and on the rugby field. How did a change, like you say, overnight, if that happened with your boxing, how with the different changing, did this training that you have from rugby to boxing, did you find this? I'm finding it hard to just to grasp. Like 1 minute rugby, next minute you're in a boxing gym. How in the world would you be able to?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I never had any amateur experience. Never had been in a fight. Never laced up a pair of gloves. I'd actually never been inside a boxing gym, to be very honest, until the age of 22. The training styles are completely different. Obviously, playing rugby, as you said, it's a very physical sport. So I knew I enjoyed the physical aspect of sport. I enjoyed contact. I enjoyed dominating people in contact. And so when I broke my knee, I was kind of left in a difficult place to say, where am I going to go? I wasn't prepared to start working a conventional 9-to-5 job and working corporate. I wasn't happy with that. So I actually went to lunch with my current wife. She was my girlfriend at the time. And we went for lunch at a shopping mall called Cresta. And, I was just discussing with her, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Obviously, I tried to go back to rugby. Wasn't the player that I was before. Obviously, psychologically, I was worried about my knee, going into contact and things like that. And so she said to me, well, you're quite notorious for fighting. Everybody on the street doesn't really want to mess with you. Why don't you try boxing? So I said to her, fighting on the street and boxing are two very different things, but, I'm prepared to have a go. So went on to Googled the boxing gyms near me, and Gert Stadium's gym came up, and I drove straight from that lunch. I drove to the gym, and I walked in and I told the trainer, hey, I want to box. And he said to me, okay, cool. This is what the classes are, this, that, the next thing. So I said to him, no, I don't want to join the classes. I want to fight professionally. So obviously being Gert Stadium in South Africa is quite a big name as a trainer. He didn't know who I was. So he said to me, have you had any degree? Have you boxed before? So I said to him, no, I've never boxed before, but I've fought a couple of times in the street, played rugby. You think I'm quite tough. So he said to me, okay, cool, come back tomorrow and bring your gum guard and bring some gloves. So I said to him, I don't have gloves. I've got a gum guard from playing rugby, but I don't have gloves. I don't have anything else like that. So I rocked up the next morning, 9 o'clock. I didn't know anything about boxing, to be honest, and he put me in the ring with Tommy Oosthuizen. For those who don't know, he's a 7-time world champion.
Yes.
Obviously, I didn't know who he was because I didn't know the sport of boxing. Got into the ring, and in like 4 rounds, Tommy put me in the hospital. Broke my nose, gave me a concussion. You know, I really wasn't prepared for what he was putting me in for.
Yeah.
And took the 6 weeks off the sport, went to hospital, broke my nose, served the
Your
sentence.
first sparring session, your first time in a boxing ring, eh? They put
First
you with
ever,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
So recovered from that, went back. Then Kat said to me, okay, well, get back in the ring with Tommy. And this happened about 3 times. He hit me into hospital about 3 times. Kept coming back. And then like after 6 months to 8 months, you know, the tide started changing. And he stopped beating me up. And then Kat said to me, okay, you ready for your pro debut? And after 6 months of being a boxer of some sort, I had my pro debut in Durban.
Oh, wow. That's very amazing, brother. It's actually quite an amazing story that, you know, a lot of fighters have these kind of stories, how they got into fighters. If some have been going into prison, some have left the gang life, some have come from dark places, you know. You have all these stories, how people have found boxing. And yours is also one of those, I will say, very epic story, you know, just hearing it. To be honest, I didn't know it went down like this, but to hear this and to see where you've come in your career and where you are today, and we'll get to that just now, is very amazing, brother. Amazing stuff. It sounds like you had a lot of sheer will and determination, always going back to the gym all the time. You sparred with Tommy Oosthuizen. For those that don't know as well, like Chris said, Tommy 7-time IBO super middleweight champion of the world. So even that, you know, I remember for me, my sport, first time I sparred, damn, it was like after 3 months of learning how to throw the double jab straight right. And we weren't sparring no world champions and shit. We were just sparring the amateur lighties and stuff like this. So, brother, my hat's off to you for always coming back and for you know, showing your hard will and your determination. And I think that's what Coach Gert saw in you. So yeah, man, run us through your career, your pro career with Coach. You say your first fight was in Durban. Run us through that. You know, how was that for you?
Yeah. So I had my first pro fight in Durban. I actually fought Josh Pretorius, the guy that I beat for the South African and African heavyweight titles.
Yes.
Some 14 fights later. But, you know, to be honest with you, when I went to the fight with Kat and fought Josh, like I said, I was a novice. All he said to me is keep your left hand tight and just jab. You can win the fight with one hand. You got long reach, you got speed, just jab it. And he didn't allow me to throw any other punch. He said to me, if you throw another punch when you come to the corner, I'm going to slap you. So obviously I was more afraid of him slapping me than anything else. So I had the fight, won the fight on a jab, won by unanimous decision. We fought 4 rounds.
Yes.
I won the fight 40-36 on all judges' scorecards.
Yes.
And then moved on, you know, had 2 pro fights after that. And then I would say in my 4th fight, I had the toughest fight I've ever had, still to date. I fought Akani Puzi, the only guy to beat me twice. The first fight, to be honest with you, I beat him. We fought in a 6-round fight, and he got a point deduction. I fought him on his promoter's show. So you know how it is. Fighters on his promoter's show. They always get the favor on the judges' scorecards. And yeah, to be honest with you, I believe I beat him, and I still believe I beat him in that fight, in the first fight. But it is what it is, you know. Moved on, took the loss, came back, had another 2 fights, and I fought Akani again. When I fought Akani the second time, he caught me with a very good punch in the second round, and he actually knocked me out. I took my time off from boxing. I came back, and you know, I persevered. And now I'm on a 9-fight winning streak. I haven't lost a fight in 9 fights, as you said. Currently South African champion, current African heavyweight champion. And, we moved on. I learned my lessons. As I said, Afo Dakani, for those who don't know, he's a very decorated amateur. He won bronze also at the Commonwealth Games. So he did really well for himself and like I said, obviously knowing nothing about the sport of boxing, I thought I could beat anybody, And so took a fight with a very experienced guy, and I paid the lesson,
I want to ask you something, brother. Very interesting what you said there. We're speaking about Puzi, the guy the only loss you've had on your record. You lost to him twice. Just a quick one. Maybe you can explain. Maybe it's the mental from your old sports. Swimming taught you this, or rugby taught you this. Going through defeat, especially in a sport like boxing, it's one of the hardest sports to handle defeat. I've had a few losses on my card. I lost before in the amateurs. It was the amateurs that taught you how to fight, how to lose, how to win. You lose. The coach will tell you, "Don't worry, we're not losing. We're actually learning." Before you become a professional, and you get some fighters that they go into the pro ranks and they win, hit the first loss, they hit a plateau. They don't know what to do anymore. Not just in South Africa, all around the world. Fighters, they go depressed. They don't know what to do with themselves because they've had that first loss in a fight. You never had that amateur experience to help you with such things. You never had that. How did you come back from that? How did you find the will, like you did when the coach put you up with Tommy, to say, you know what, I ain't giving up here. Yes, I didn't have an amateur career. Yes, this is my third, fourth fight. I've lost, but I know there's something bigger out there. I want more and stuff. How did you get that, brother? If you understand what I'm saying.
I think it's built in me, and to be very honest with you, I think it was swimming that put that in me, Swimming is a very tough sport mentally, very tough sport. It's you versus you in a swimming pool. You're racing a time. And to be honest, I faced defeat in my life before. Last big swimming race for South Africa. Didn't medal when I was supposed to medal at certain games. Lost in rugby games. Broke my knee. I've experienced hardship. But I've always known that, life is bigger than just hardship. This is an avenue that I've chose to make money from, which is the sport of boxing. And to be honest with you, it's actually something Alan Tawil told me. He said, you don't judge a fighter on their record as it stands currently. You judge a fighter at their record at the end of their career. What did they achieve at the end of their career? What did they do
100%
throughout their career, A loss is a loss. It was probably Floyd Mayweather that changed the whole concept about losing, and everybody's so afraid to lose their own. Yeah. But fight the best. Maybe you won't, maybe you don't. It is what it is.
For me, it's I like what you said there. For me, it's a zero. Having a zero doesn't really make you a true champion. Having lost, coming back and fighting champions and being the champion still, that makes you a true champion in my eyes. Knowing how to lose and picking yourself up and, raising the bar on yourself and in your tools and your task. That's what makes a true champion in my eyes. So 100%. And hey, brother, you on one. Let's be honest. You're on a road that probably when you started on the odds, you were 100-1. Probably everybody looked at you. Who's this Chris guy? Rugby player, swimmer, 100-1. Look at you now. 14 fights later, you the hardest hitter in Africa. You're an SA champion. You're going now to a big fights that we're going to speak about. It's just this. It's a little, for me, shows a lot of the champion. When you say champion, the championship inside of you, bro. And it's big things coming your way. I really believe this, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. So let's touch a bit on your career, bro. We spoke about Pussy. You said that was your to this day your hardest fight. What would you say has been the most exciting fights and so far in your career? And while you're at that, can you just run us down to? I know you left Gauteng, just a bit on your journey there in South Africa with your trainers, your managers, your little bit of your team. Just run us down on that, please, bro.
To be honest with you, my most exciting fight was probably my latest fight where I fought for the South African and African heavyweight titles, just because of the title on the line, just because of the work that I've done over the last 5 years. People doubting me, people not thinking that I would ever win a championship. Uh, and to be honest with you, the whole time in the camp, I knew I was going to win the fight.
Yeah.
I knew that I would become the new South African heavyweight champion, and I knew that I would put my name among some greats that have held that title. And to be honest with you, the reason why I box, everybody has their own motivation, is I want to make history. I want my name to be remembered in the sport of boxing. And, I don't really fight for money. I don't fight for other things. I want people to remember me, who I am, and I want them to remember who I was in a boxing ring. So my most exciting fight was definitely my latest fight with Josh. I probably beat him in the best performance a heavyweight has ever had in our country. I beat him on a
Yeah.
120,
Very good.
108 shutout on all three judges' scorecards.
Yeah.
So I won all 12 rounds on all three judges' scorecards in the SA title fight, which was quite exciting for me. As you say,
Okay,
I've had
nice.
quite a journey.
Yeah, man. Just can I stop you there? I want to touch on something. You were cruiserweights before you went into the heavyweights.
Yeah.
Now that changed. Were you a cruiserweight coming down into the weights, or are you naturally a cruiserweight now? You going up into the heavies and the pretterweight?
No, so I've always walked around at about 104, 105 kilos. So I used to drop 14 kilos to down to cruiser.
Okay.
I then decided it was too much. I felt I was hindering my own performance to come down to the cruiserweight division. And, obviously losing 14 kilos and trying to pile it back on is not very clever. It's not
Yeah.
intelligent. And to be honest, I hated the weight cut. I hated it.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, lying in a bath. And, for me to make the cruiserweight division that last week, on fight week, I was eating one meal a day. Wasn't eating breakfast. I used to eat lunch and not eat dinner for like a week.
Wow.
Then I decided, what am I doing? I'm not even fueling my body just to make cruiserweight division. It's not very intelligent. So I made the move up to heavyweight, put all the heavyweights on notice. When I moved up, I said to them, in the next 3 fights, I'm winning this SA title.
Yes.
Well, no matter what you guys have to say about it. And, that's what we did. So, yeah, I was always a natural heavyweight fighting in cruiser.
Okay, nice, bro. Nice, bro. So tell us a bit about your team now. You touched that you started with Uncle Gek Stradum. I also know Uncle Gek. I did some training with him there in South Africa. I know his son very well. Run us through your team and how you went from this place to this place. Because I find that in South Africa, in the boxing, if you need the right team. With the right team, you can go very far. You can go far. Break us down about your team and how everything worked on and has been playing so far.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I've always had a blessing. I've had 3 really good coaches. I never left any of them on bad terms. Just left them for business purposes. I started my career at Fat Stadium. Had a great career with Fat. Had 4 fights. Then after my loss to Akani, obviously went back to the drawing board and decided, what am I going to do from here? And one of those things that I decided was to move gyms. And I moved to Sean Smith. Everybody knows in South Africa, the Smith camp has produced many, many champions. And the main reason why I moved was for sparring. At the time at Gat, I didn't really have any sparring. I was sparring with very small guys. I was actually sparring. My main sparring partner was Alfonso Thyssen, who was the middleweight champion. he's too small, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously at Sean, they had to be some Chunu, who at the time and is currently still in the top 10. You know, obviously
Yes.
just fought Junior Makaba for the WBC world title. He is the current WBC world silver champion.
Yes.
And so that was my reason to go through to Sean, was obviously for the sparring, to spar with Tabs. And, you know, just to get some experience in the ring. And then I moved on to went and started training with Sean. Had a great career with Sean. Had no losses with Sean. 5 fights, 5 wins. Had a great career with Sean. Learned a lot from Tabiso. Learned a lot from Sean also. To be honest with you, he honed my skills. He made me a really slick boxer. Taught me about the art of boxing a bit more. Had made me very tough. I would say that was the principle Chad taught me, is he made me tough. Obviously, I always say you don't get in the shower and not get wet. You don't get in a boxing ring and not get hit. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. It's true.
You're going to get it.
You're going to get it, yes.
So then went on to Sean, had a great career. Like I said, had 5 fights, 5 wins. I was with him for 4 years. And then always at the time, while I was with Sean, there was a second in charge, Shannon Stratham, actually Chad's son.
Yes.
Then Shannon decided to leave Smith's, and I always felt Shannon was my trainer. He was the second in charge, but he did a lot of the work with me, a lot of the game plans with me. And so when Shannon left, I went with him. And Shannon and I have been working together now, just the two of us, for close on 2 years now. We've had 6 fights, 6 wins. We're unbeaten. We gained the SA title along the way, gained the African heavyweight title along the way. And like you said, now we're searching for the international thing on the scenes, you know, looking to win some legitimate big titles.
Nice, bro. Nice, bro. It sounds like you've been blessed with the right people. Just that Gert, the Smiths are one of the best trainers. You could say actually are the best trainers in South Africa at the moment, with some champions in their stable. Then you went back to Shannon, you could say, Gert's son. And I know Shannon very well. I want to get him on my show as well. Have a few words with him. But
Great trainer.
yeah, brother. It sounds like yes, your training is going nice and smoothly, going straight. Talk to us about your next fight now. You're moving up a division, just if I'm not
moving down a division, actually, from heavyweight to cruiserweight.
Down a division, okay? Is it not? So it's cruiserweight, bridgeweight, and then heavyweight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the current bridgeweight is 101 kilos.
Okay.
I'm currently 106, so I've got 5 kilos to cut down to make that bridgeweight. Will I campaign at bridgeweight? Maybe. It does make sense. The winner of this title gets to fight Anna Babbage for world title. So obviously I win that, and you know, that'll be the path we go for, you know, to win a world title.
Nice, bro. And will this be the first fight you out of South Africa? Is it in?
No, this will be my 4th fight I've fought out of South Africa. I've fought 3 times out of the country. I've enjoyed all 3 outings. I enjoy the hostility, to be honest with you. Obviously, when you go away, you know how it is. The hometown guy gets all the support. They get all the pressure. You know, they try and do ugly things to you, like play other people's music. Pick you up late to go to the fight. Crazy.
Yeah. So nice, bro. And
West Africa, bro.
Yeah, bro. I fought in Kenya for twice I fought in Kenya.
Rough, bro. For those who don't know, you know, Africa's not persistent, right?
Yeah, it's true, bro. It's true, bro. So run us through your next fight, my brother. You got a very, very exciting fight. A very, very, very tough opponent. I'm sure your team wouldn't just put you in a fight like this if they didn't believe you were ready. I'm sure you believe you're ready for such a fight. Tell us about this fight. Who are you fighting? Tell us more, brother. Where are you fighting? What's the story?
Yeah, so I'm fighting down. I'm fighting down to Cam Linguist for the WBC International Bridgeweight title. He's 13-0. He's got 8 knockouts. To be honest with you, he's built his career nicely. He's fought some decent guys. He's fought some really terrible guys. He's fought some guys 9 wins, 15 losses, 2 draws.
Europe, bro. You're
You
fighting
know,
in Europe, right?
yeah,
Okay,
fighting in
when
Denmark,
Europe?
in
In Denmark.
Copenhagen, Denmark. Yeah.
Okay, nice, bro, nice. Very
So
beautiful
to be
place
honest with
there.
you, obviously, going abroad is a bit of a risk. Obviously, you get hometown cooking, which is no secret in boxing. But, when the WBC attached their name to it, we were very intrigued by the offer because
Yeah.
obviously with the WBC, it means very neutral judging.
Yes.
The ref will be from a different country, and all 3 judges will be from different countries other than the hometown. Not my hometown, not his hometown. So there will be no favorites. Yeah, it will be neutral grounds. Obviously, it's a massive opportunity, WBC International. Whoever wins this fight will fight for a world title, which is obviously the dream, Become a WBC world champion is the dream. So, we took the fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
carry on, brother.
Yeah, so we took the fight. It is a risky fight. Obviously, 13-0, a guy that hasn't tasted defeat yet. But we see opportunity in that. He's a very tall guy. He's 6'9". For those who want to know, I'm 6'3". So he's quite a large. Yeah,
He's
a
taller
big
than
guy.
you, what?
Yeah, he's taller than me.
No ways. I didn't think
That's
that's possible.
Yeah, so he's a big guy, very big guy. But, over to the opportunity. As I said, when I fought in not in Kenya, when I fought in Tanzania, I fought a guy that was 6'9", and I handled the height quite well, beat that guy. And, now we're just moving on to the next opportunity. Obviously, as I said, it's a big one for me.
Yeah. Not just for
fight.
you, my brother. I think, I was talking to, what's his name? DJ on Thursday. I had him here on my show. And we were actually talking about something like this where, you saying WBC international title, it's not only just for you, bro. For South Africa to have a
100%.
fighter fighting, this is huge. It's not little things, I think you guys need
South Africa's
more.
never had a WBC world champion in a heavier division. Never.
Exactly. Even if you're fighting a silver or international or intercontinental, these are big titles. And like DJ was saying, we need more. You guys in South Africa as fighters and stuff, you need more backing from the government, from the people. Like now, if you think about it, you probably in South Africa from today to the next 4 months. There's an IBF title coming in South Africa, and then they have you fighting for the WBC international title. Those are 2 big fights. You understand? You should be all over the news. It should be not just Kevin Lerena. Yes, Kevin Lerena has done a good job. We understand, but that's IBO stuff we're talking. We're talking WBC here. It's bigger. Let's be honest. You understand? So they should be throwing you out more, giving you more exposure, more media, more of this. Because, brother, you just having that fight, you're putting South Africa on the map. Not just you, not just your coaches and stuff, the whole country as a whole. You're putting them on the map, And I think you need more. They should have more. They should see you guys more. They should appreciate you guys more.
Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously we should get more support. When DJ won the IBF World Championship at the time, we didn't really hear much. Only those who knew him personally knew that he had won IBF World title. And obviously celebrated that with him. But there was no coverage from the media. But to be honest with you, we break that door down, bro. We break it down.
Yeah. 100%.
If they don't want to give us the coverage, we win the fight. We keep
make
winning.
your own.
It'll come, bro. You understand what I'm saying? We break that door down.
Yeah, we make our own, bro. We make our own stories in a way. We do it up for ourselves because you're the only one in the ring. But what I was just saying is, it would be nice to see the country behind such athletes, you guys and stuff, bro. In in a bigger way, you know. Even that's why I've got this platform, just to put you guys out there. Let the world know of my homies sitting back at home. We've got some champions. We've got the best of the best in the world, bro. You know,
100%, bro.
and people must know this. You know, South Africa
Yeah,
is hot. You SA champion, ABU heavyweight champion. For those that
yeah,
don't know, the ABU is like one under the WBC belt in Africa. So Chris
yeah.
is the champion, the heavyweight ABU,
Yeah. So
meaning
if you go to
he's the king of
yeah,
Africa.
so if you go onto the WBC website, right, and you look at their continental champions, I'm the South African continental champion. So if you go into the WBC, you see who their champions are. My name will come up there, you know, along
Okay,
with Joe Joyce, along with Justice Tooney, along with
yes,
Vladimir Sharenko, you know, all these kinds of guys, bro. So, you
yes.
know, as you said, maybe use the WBC Africa belt. Um, you know, I'm blessed, you know, blessed to be in
Yeah.
this position.
But and also, you know, I think a lot of people don't understand. You know, we can say how blessed we are so many times. The hard work, bro. God gives us the tools, gives us the thoughts, the knowledge. It's you who puts in the work. It's you who sweats. It's you who cries, who bleeds. Uh, you know, as much as blessed as we are, you're putting in the work, bro. And it's so nice to see, you know. Like I know you, we've had a little jaw and stuff back in the day, and how you've changed your life around. You know, even when we met, I was like, yeah, I'm the boxer, and you were the rugby player, and now I look, you're the champion here, bro. I'm the former champion.
Yeah,
But
sure.
it's amazing, brother. It's quite a story, eh? And Chris, I see you've been training overseas, bro. Before I forget this, it's in my questionnaire, okay? I've seen you've been moving up and down in the UK, training and stuff like this. Tell us more about that, and why do you do such things? You know, people, I'm sure a lot of people still don't understand. Hey, David, they ask me, why you leave South Africa to go fight out there and stuff. My
Yeah.
question to you would be, why are you going out there and training in the UK and all around? Run me down through that, bro.
You know, to be honest with you, obviously, as I said, I have no amateur background. I didn't have a single amateur fight. Uh, and, you know, South African boxing scene is pretty small. You know, I've boxed everybody here. I've sparred with everybody here. I know what there is to offer here in South Africa, you know. So after my last fight, 2 days after my last fight, I decided to fly to England. Brawl, had the fight, flew down to England, continued my training, and you know, I wanted to see what those guys have. Obviously, currently in the world, the UK is where the heavy guys is at. You know, they've got
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, they've got Tyson Fury, they've got
Yes,
Fraser Clark, they've got
yes,
Dillian White, they've got that Alan Babbage, who's actually from Croatia, but he's based there. You know, they've got plenty. They've got Jose Stewart. You know, the list goes on. And they've got Nathan Gorman. They got, you know, they've got top class guys. Huey Fury. They got top class guys. So, you know,
yeah,
we made the decision to go there and expose ourselves. As I said, you know, I like to be uncomfortable. I like to know what's out there. I like to be realistic with myself. You know, so we went through to England. We went to Birmingham, and you know, we got the training there. We got the experience. We sparred with those guys, and you know, I just want to put myself out there. You know, I would like to fight on the international scene. You know, the last great fighter to come out of South Africa was Brian Mitchell. You know, if you're
yeah,
talking the German world title, world guy, world known household name, was Brian Mitchell. And the reason
yes,
why I believe he became a household name is because he fought overseas 16 times for his world
yeah.
title. Won his world title abroad 16 times.
16 times, yeah.
Come on, bro. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what it's about.
That's
You know, I want
special,
to go,
bro.
I want to beat guys in their hometown. You know, beat them in their kitchens if I have to. You
Yes,
know,
yeah,
fighting. You got to go against the crowd. You got to fight. It's you and that guy. Doesn't matter what the
yes,
crowd does. You know, I would like to beat guys in their hometowns. You know, if you say you're the best or you believe you're the best in anything, Go beat the guy at his home, you know. It's one thing to fight at home. It's another thing to fight abroad, you know.
Abroad, yeah. That's what I was saying. And I'm happy you said that. You know, we were talking about it with DJ, last week. And I was saying for me as well, it's been a little bit hectic. Not hectic, but a little bit difficult because we're like a needle in a haystack coming into Europe, or like he went to America to get fights, to get just to get people to back you and stuff like that. It's very difficult. But here we are, we're pushing, we coming to the people's backyards, knocking on their doors, really to fight them, you know. And for me, this is what really makes real fighters, not those people that always fighting in the same casino for the same titles, fighting the same old people. No, that doesn't make sense. If you know what I'm saying.
You know, it's also a blessing, you know, we get to see the world with what we do, you know.
Yes. And I think some people are afraid to do that. Some people are very comfortable in their own little bubble to do all that shit and to be a king and a master in their own little bubble. They're scared to break out. I see you looking big, bro. Like I've been talking to you now for 40 minutes. And I see you're also talking about going out there, fighting people's backgrounds. You're fighting for the WPC. You win this title now. What are your team looking on doing? As you say, you know, it's very difficult. South Africa is difficult, especially for these titles. IBF, WPC. You win it, yes. Now you need to fight for it again. Sanctioning fees, this, that.
Yes.
You know, that the next route is what? You win a title, you get stripped. And that's the worst, you know. Does your team have a plan to say, okay, Chris, we're here, this is where we're going, and this is where we're going, bro. No matter the bodies, sanctioning fees, this, that, no matter what the South Africans have to say, because it seems like you're going into where you're going, you're not going to fight in South Africa, bro. Because of, you know, you're going up, you're going forward, you're going, you know, not to say you cannot fight in South Africa, you can, there is just ain't no cash there, bro, you know, and you're looking at...
Yeah, you know, obviously, as you said, you know, the sanctioning fees, the current exchange rate to the pound, 22 Rand to £1.
Even
the
that's
exchange
the
rate to the dollar,
euro.
18 Rand to $1.
Yes.
So, you know, they come with sanctioning fees here locally, and, you know, the promoters don't want to pay it, you know. It's the sanctioning fees and that belt is what 2 or 3 fights would cost here on a card. That's before they've paid us. That's before any doctors, anything. They've just paid sanctioning fees and belts. That's it. They haven't even paid the refs to come. Remember, like, you have a WBC International here in South Africa. They've got to fly out refs from 3 different countries. They've got to fight, you know, the guys don't want to do it.
All of that. So this is my question, is you fighting these fights now at your current record, okay? You win this. I believe you can win this, bro. What happens next? You said there's a world title fight on the line. So are you guys, your team, Chris Thompson's team, saying, okay, we're done now with South Africa. We're looking abroad, taking on the world of boxing. We're done now with South Africa. I'm sure you will have you have to defend your titles a few times, your South African titles. But looks like you guys are looking beyond South Africa right now.
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I would like to only campaign abroad. As you said, obviously I do have 2 local titles that I would love to defend. So we're going to have this fight in September in Denmark. And then I've already made contact with a very big local promoter on ESPN here. I would like to defend my SA and ABU titles at the end of the year here in South Africa. You know, obviously give my fans what they want to see. And then in the new year, once we win this title, we will campaign for a world title. You know, from there, will I defend my SA title again? Probably not. I don't think I'll be allowed to. You cannot be a world champion and be a national champion. I would have to vacate.
Careers,
so I would then vacate. I would like to defend my SA title and my ABU, and I will do it at the end of the year here on an ESPN show.
Nice.
So that's the plan for now. Win this fight is the main. Obviously, we're not looking beyond this fight. We've got to win this fight, and then at the end of the year, I would like to, whatever that result is, I would like to defend my title here locally. And then obviously we get a win abroad, and we will only campaign abroad, as you say, sanctioning fees, world title. We can't hold a local title, national title, and a continental title if we are world champions.
Yeah. Okay, nice, brother. Nice, brother. So, brother, yeah, man, we've been speaking 45 minutes. I'm sure even your Joy's title, I see you've been sparring and shit. For the homies and my fans and the people watching the show, where can people get hold of you, Chris? Your Instagram, do you have Twitter? Just give the guys where we can get your handle, get hold of you a little bit, if we want to carry on watching you, your career and stuff.
Yeah, so my handle on Instagram is Chris the Wolf Thompson, as well as my Twitter, my Facebook, Chris Thompson. And to be honest with you, those are the only social platforms that I have. I don't have much else. So if you're looking to follow us, that's that.
Okay, lovely, brother. And I always ask my guests a few questions and stuff, sometimes just random ones. My question for you today is for the young viewers watching, the young people watching that don't know about boxing and, hear your story, get motivated by you. Those kids who want to do this and aren't sure and, anyone that you can inspire right now watching this, brother. Any words of inspiration for anyone out there?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I love this question, to be honest with you. I always say to people, when you look at me, there's nothing special. When you see me, I'm not super talented. I'm not super intelligent. I am not super wealthy. I don't come from a super wealthy background. I don't have advantages in life. And I believe there's only one avenue to success, and that's hard work. Whatever that dream is that you've got as a child, whether that is to be a professional boxer, whether that is to be a professional gymnast, whether that is to be a doctor, whether that is to be a guy who picks up rubbish on the side of the road, work hard. Those dreams are you can accomplish anything through hard work and through timely hard work. I believe that will get anybody successful in any tier, in any form. You don't have to be the most intelligent person. Just work hard, dedicate yourself to something, commit yourself to something, and you'll come out on top.
Lovely, brother. Those are nice, powerful words, my bro. And I'm sure the people heard that and they respect that. Once again, Chris, I just want to say thank you, brother. I was sitting here today, guys. This doesn't happen all the time. Even some of my guests, some are former champions, some are fighting to be champions. Today, I had the pleasure to sit with the current SA heavyweight champion and the current ABU Africa heavyweight champion, Chris the Wolf Thompson. Thank you for your time, brother. It was an honor having you on my show. And I'll be definitely watching, brother, all the way from Germany. I'll keep watching the guys. I'll definitely be watching. We're supporting you here 100%. Make us proud. Fly that flag nice and high, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing things, bro. Like I say, you've shocked not just me, you've shocked many people. And yeah, brother, we believe in you. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you once again for your time, bro.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
No problem, my brother. And yeah, bro, see you soon. Probably I'll be coming home, trying to get a mix up there in South Africa, also on ESPN. But hopefully something can happen, and I'll see you guys soon, bro.
See you soon. Thank you very much for having me.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you, guys. That's another episode of Ringside Talk. Join me on Thursday for another episode. We'll be dropping your guest very soon. Thank you very much.